I've got you.
Oh, you saved me.
think Metallo's controlling those robots. Run!
Metallo, stand down, now.
When I heard you were back in town, I got here as soon as I could. Had enough?
You'll be back on the scrap heap soon enough, Metallo.
You're gonna love the view from 6 feet under.
Your day has come, Metallo.
You're definitely not made of precious metals, Metallo. Sorry, Metallo, but there can be only one Man of Steel.
Give up now, Metallo.
There's something I've got to get off my chest. Kryptonite.
Hey, Fillmore, what's cooking?
A new batch of special brew, my friend.
Whoa, Fillmore, what's in that?
Good stuff, huh? I call it my super octane boost juice.
You think it'll help me go faster?
Only one way to find out, man.
Don't touch signal. One for the faint. thing! I'm bad! Oh, yeah! I am good!
What unit you with, Private?
Guzum, Private's first class. 3rd Squad. Our CO bought back in Martinville.
All right, you're with us. Medic!
I'll stay with Santorez.
No, you're with me now.
Sergeant!
End of discussion, Private. Dixon, take Huxley and backstop our armor. The rest of you, including you, are with me. Over the top. Move up.
Eragon named the dragon Saphira in honor of her eyes, which sparkled like bright sapphires. And as they traveled the long journey to the sanctuary of the Vardan, Braum taught Eragon the ways of a dragon rider. They eventually stopped at the village of Daret for supplies. Little did they know, the king's forces were lying in wait.
We've got to fight our way off this bridge. We have to defeat those archers. The gate locks are within the towers. Call in Saphira. She can take care of them for us. We need Saphira's help here!
Saphira, we need your help. We're trapped on the bridge. King's soldiers are everywhere. Hurry!
I am coming, young one.
Forward in the gate, boy!
Saphira! The gate's open! Galvatorex will destroy you! Wretched swine! Last The dragon comes! I'll take him!
I see them! Have a nice swim.
Feel better!
Call her again!
Saphira, we need you! Saphira, that's it! hurts!
Pain. Stabbing.
It's out of here, Saphira. It's too dangerous.
Yes, young one.
Let's find another way. The gate's wedged shut. Let's clear this rubble.
What now?
What luck! Those logs look loose.
You're injured.
The logs. Use your magic again. Again!
Have a nice swim.
Attack! Don't let them escape! Oh, me armor!
Pain.
Some help here!
Thrister!
He wields magic!
Hope you're thirsty.
Thrister! I've got these. Thrister!
One more down!
Thrister!
Tear those boards off to expose the ropes.
Tjärda!
Pull the boards off the other side as well.
Tjärda!
So much for using that part of the bridge.
工作員から準備完了の合図が来ました。
そうか、来たか、この時が。待ちわびたぞ、トガ。
ナフシャ司令、この作戦、私は納得がいきません。
作戦は予定通り行う。否はない。奴に作戦開始の合図を送れ。
了解しました。情報転送準備完了。作戦開始します。
メインジェネレーター機能停止。武器チェンバーコイル機能停止。機能回復。ホロニックアーマー再形成。マイリブ艦反応消失。敵部隊後続急速接近。
もう少しだ。あの時の狩り。私が受けた屈辱、恨み、憎しみ、たっぷりと味合わせてやる。
さっき奴ら自身の武器と言ったな。つまりこの新しい機体は敵のデータから作られたのか。
はい。
今乗ってるあの艦もそうだな。敵艦がほぼ同じ形だった。他にもあるのか。
私はその件について発言できません。前にも言ったはずです。
そうか。お前もあいつらのお仲間だからな。
いいえ、そうではありません。
もういい。聞いた俺がバカなだけだ。
敵オケアノス救護艦コルディオプスを捕捉しました。戦闘モードに入ります。敵艦の予測進路より作戦空域からの離脱時間を計測終了。作戦遂行時間約240秒。尾翼付近エネルギー反応を探知。攻撃来ます。5艦級の敵はシールドが強固です。普通の攻撃方法ではダメージを与えることは難しいでしょうが、攻撃時にはシールドが当然になりますので、5艦の攻撃力を狙ってください。
艦
魔力と出力に頼りすぎるな。機体が変わっても戦闘の基本は一緒だ。
母艦から強力な攻撃が来ます。
この機体も前評判ほどのものではないが、所詮セレブラのまがいものだ。
俺が知るかよ、そんなこと。
船首付近にエネルギー反応。攻撃します。敵艦コリドークス撃沈確認。作戦成功です。
この顔やらせねえぞ。
データベースに
In the private sector, we do things a little differently.
Alright, bro, let's do it.
Who the fuck do you think you are, Terrell Owens?
Alright.
It isn't just about following orders.
How we flip this thing over?
Okay, I'll do it. Just shut the hell up.
It's about taking definitive action
Watch yourself, take cover.
and finding innovative solutions.
What the f*** are you doing?
We focus on cooperation.
Bad idea, man. Shut the hell up.
And we always have a good exit strategy.
We gotta find a way out of this.
Because we care about our people.
Damn. F*** this hurts. Alright, let's get out of this thing.
You see, overcoming obstacles is our business. And business is good.
How you like that, Pop? That's it, man. After this is over, I'm never working with you again.
In Oblivion now, when you enter an Oblivion Gate, you're entering Marin's Dagon's realm. He's sort of, he's a god of destruction, and it's a fiery place. It's really hellish environment. You know, the different Daedric princes, who each have their own plane of Oblivion, all have sort of a different theme. His is based on destruction, and that's why you see the sort of more classical, you know, evil-looking hell-type realm. When you go into the Shivering Isles, it's a different experience. It's still a plane of Oblivion. It's not the real world as far as the you know, the game is concerned. You know, you're not back on Earth, so to speak, but you're in this god's realm. But it's not, you know, it's not hell. It's just a different place. It's a very different feel. It's a different atmosphere, and it's a completely different experience for the player.
Shivering Isles is the home of the Mad Daedric Prince Sheogorath. He called it that because that's what he wanted to call it. He probably doesn't need a better reason than that. It's actually a piece of Oblivion, Oblivion being the name for all of the planes that exist beyond that of Tamriel. And this is his home, and he's decided to call it the Shivering Isles. It's about a quarter of the size of the entire game of Oblivion. So we're talking about a substantial amount of gameplay here. It's a very large amount to give you in an expansion pack. many of the other games that you see on the shelf don't have as many hours as our expansion pack has. So we feel very, very good about that. The main quest, I would estimate 20, 25 hours, and that's assuming you stick to it and you don't let yourself get sidetracked and you don't poke your nose in all the corners. If you were to do all the miscellaneous quests, if you were to look at all the dungeons, easily double, maybe triple that.
Again, the story takes place in Sheogorath's realm, and he's the Prince of Madness. He's pretty much put a call out and said he needs a champion. And the player goes into this fairly blind, not knowing what's going on. Without going into too much detail, the player meets Sheogorath and finds out there's a threat to the realm, that it's imminent, it's the end of the era. You know, that's the main quest in Oblivion was sort of that, it's, you know, the Emperor is dead, it's the end of an era. Big changes tend to happen in our world at the end of each era. The same holds true in the Oblivion Plains as well. And this is about one of those kind of world-changing or plane-changing events at the end of an era. So there's a threat to the realm, and Sheogorath, for reasons you find out as you play through, needs help solving this problem, and who better than the player to take care of that?
In terms of being crazy, initially in development, we probably swung the pendulum a little bit too far and realized that it's not a world you can actually play in, that being in a land of the insane or land of the mad had to have enough touchstones to what is real and what can be worked with in order to have a game there. Because if I have everybody just gibbering at you all the time because they're insane, what are you going to do? There's no game there. So we had to pull that back a little bit and say, okay, this is what being in the realm of the mad means. This is how it is. So it's a more subtle and nuanced version of mad. But every character has their own specified and unique idiosyncrasy. I'll call it that, or you could say it's a type of madness or insanity. Some are more severe than others. We even do have one guy who just gibbers at you. We actually wrote all the dialogue for that. But they all have unique dialogue pieces. When they're in conversations, their dialogue is appropriate for their particular idiosyncrasy. Something that we didn't necessarily do in Oblivion because of the extreme number of characters we had. They would share dialogue more often. Here, they don't share dialogue very often at all.
When we talked about, you know, designing the different areas and, you know, the lands of mania, we said we wanted them to be bright and vibrant and oversaturated and really just sort of jump out at the player, and these colors would just hit you in the face. And one of the first things we thought of was Alice in Wonderland. You think of these, you know, it's this fantastical place where things are just a bit askew. You know, everything's a little too bright and a little too loud, and we wanted to capture a bit of that for at least half of the world. You know, in the other half, we were thinking like we wanted it to be claustrophobic and a little bit scary, and voices coming out of nowhere, and strange mists over the water, and, you know, kind of capture that, you know, a bit of that, you know, almost a survival horror type feel to it. You know, obviously it's not that kind of game, but that kind of atmosphere in the other part of the world. So there were a number of different influences that went into the creation of this.
Actually, a lot of stuff we kind of look. This is kind of strange, but we kind of look back to Morrowind because we knew we wanted it to be a little bit higher fantasy. We were trying to describe the world of a god, and we wanted it to be visually different from Oblivion. So we looked back to some of the stuff we'd done before. That was a big inspiration. We wanted some more colors and, you know, some more exaggerated high fantasy feeling, but we also wanted to mix it in with, you know, somewhat real-world elements, so it didn't feel like too much of a departure from the content that's in Oblivion.
When you play an expansion, you want to see new stuff. You know, telling a new story isn't enough. You've got to have new toys to play with in your sandbox. So there are a ton of new weapons, you know, a ton of new armor sets. We've got a bunch of new creatures, and the creatures all have some variety too. Depending on where in the world you find them, they're going to look different than they normally would. We've brought back some old creatures that were in Morrowind, or, you know, all the way back to Daggerfall. And we've got some brand new creatures that we dreamed up for this new realm that we're dealing with. So there's a nice variety for players. Even if you've spent 200 hours playing Oblivion already, this is going to be a complete departure. We didn't want to use anything from the main game in this expansion material. You know, we've talked about how the only things that are reused are things like carrots. You know, we didn't do the carrot of madness at any point. So, you know, but beyond that, it's all new stuff. The creatures are new, the architecture's new, the dungeons are new. So it's going to be a completely different experience for the player.
Potions, we have a whole bunch of new ingredients. That's probably the biggest area. Because we had all this new plant life, we have a whole bunch of new ingredients that are available, and they work just fine with the old ingredients, mix and match, however you want. So those people who are into alchemy, they're going to be in for a real treat because they all of a sudden have all this new stuff that they can play with. And they're going to find that some potions are now easier to make than they were before because they can get ingredients from the Shivering Isles that were more difficult to obtain with the same functions in Cyrodiil. And there are some new spells. The spell system had been expanded pretty well in Oblivion. So there isn't as many new spells as there's, say, new ingredients, but you can summon some of the new creatures, for example. That's probably one of the more interesting things you can do.
So one of the things from the beginning we wanted to do is kind of make everything on a bigger scale. You'll notice the trees are huge. The buildings are a lot taller and more imposing, and the creatures kind of follow the same aesthetic. So the creatures are a little bit bigger, and we built spaces around them so that they felt like they lived in this environment. But yeah, they are a bit stranger. They come from Sheogorath's mind, so it was a different idea. Oblivion was a lot of, well, what could live in a real world or in a forest, or and then some more classic fantasy creatures, but this was a lot stranger of a setting.
Shivering Isles is going to be a great capstone to our game. It's going to be a great way for you to say, yes, I've played all and the best of everything that Bethesda Softworks has to offer. And I think our customers are going to be really excited by it. And I look forward to getting all the wonderful letters and emails from everybody telling me how absolutely wonderful it is.
Well, look who's here. You! How about that?